What's up, troops? It's Jerome Hardaway with Vets Who Code for Stand Up for this week. Sorry, I'm doing this a little late, but just a lot of things took my energy away last week, which leads me to one of the things that I was doing that had a revelation. When it comes to software engineering, when you do the thing that you hate the most in the language you love the most, that's the language you should probably be working on, or that's the craft you should be working on. I was doing the thing I hate, which is creating code challenge prep. I was writing documentation in Python. I like Python, but I love JavaScript. I love React. I love front end development. And I just realized how draining doing that prep, doing this documentation was for me when I just try to do some of it in JavaScript. It wasn't nearly as draining. So it goes back to a rule I used to teach to my troops, so just a 3 a.m. rule, and how much that rule really makes sense these days. If you're going to be pushing as hard as you can for everything, then you probably should be doing it in something you enjoy, at least a little bit, right? That's essentially all I have. We have done quite a bit. It was a light work week for us at Mexico. First, shout out to John Onenlak. He's one of my troops. He added Neon Postgres to our website, Prismas, and he is doing the initial work to merge Vets AI into the greater Mexico application behind our login portal. So that's super cool. If you're looking for hot talent, this is one of those people. He's a Marine. He's smart as a whip. He wants to become a software engineer. He has a master's in pharmaceutical science. If you're looking for a high-speed, shit-hot Marine turned software engineer who he has a master's, is doing all types of stuff, let me know, and I will definitely make an introduction between you two. I also have Rika. She's a shit-hot, high-speed Marine as well. She does great front-end work as well. Ironically, the two people on my docket both are Marines, so if you're looking for some Marines turned software engineers, hit me up. I got you. So without further ado, my ticket is visible. It's the call to action panel for Vetsu Code. Now, this ticket seems small. It only took me about an hour to do, which is I try to do at least an hour of code for Vetsu Code's web application. I'm going to change the GIF because I made a image using Google Gemini. Super cool. I can't wait to show it to y'all. This is a great story on how, even though something might seem superficial or small, it has a lot of impact. This small ticket right here that on essentially on load when it's not when you're on a new browser tab, it presses it up after 3 seconds and does a call to action for either joining our mission for the sale goes to our newsletter or goes to our donate page. It is high impact. It has increased the amount of people go to other pages. It's increased the lack of bounce rate. So people are staying on our website longer. They're going to pages they might not have gone to just to discover more. And that is what it was doing. So it's increasing our rate and it's helping us get focused on other things as well, like our YouTube page and our distribution market with our buffer. Speaking of that, I am in Buffer's creator camp for the next 20 days. It's been a lot of work, but it also helped us be able to really step our game up in our distribution. One of the things that I've been really focusing on this year is distribution of the story because we have so much great media, but you have to constantly keep that media in flow. There are new veterans, new people getting into code, stuff, all that all the time. And you just can't tell your story once. A friend of mine let me know that there was a junior who didn't know who I was. I gave some advice on social media once. He was getting traction and he was like, who is this person? And around I had to tell the rookie, shut up and just do what this dude says. I'm not all out there on a community conference scene. So this person had no idea who I was because I wasn't one of those dudes that's on Instagram and TikTok all the time. Most of the time, I'm just holding my head down and doing work. He had no idea that of my impact. I think that's one of the problems with being a veteran or being a software engineer that focuses on doing the work. People don't know there's a big difference between those that are behind the scenes actually doing the work versus those who are getting on the stage and talking all the time. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this now, because there are people that have 90% success rates helping people learn how to code and get jobs. You don't know that because the people that were talking about it during the pandemic era, when it was easy to throw jobs, easy to get a job as throwing a piece of paper airplane through a giant door. While people like me, who have been doing it since 2014, we were focused on getting people through the door and not being on social media. So now that those people are advantaged because the market's hard, I can come back and start sharing the knowledge I learned over 10 years, not just when the market was shit hot, but when the market was going through the JavaScript wars, when the market was hating on people that went to boot camps and learned Rails and were able to make really nice looking MVPs using Rails and Bootstrap and jQuery, meant that they didn't know the code challenge logic. Like, I came up during that era when Leak Code and HackerRank was created because people were hating on boot campers. When you go back and look, that entire part of the industry was created because people were hating on boot campers. Some people created Leak Code and HackerRank to try to gatekeep jobs. The kids from boot camps, when they were learning Ruby on Rails and stuff in early 2014, 2015, 2016, they would be able to build really nice looking MVPs using Rails, Roku, DigitalOcean, jQuery, Bootstrap that worked and looked great. They had practical experience. They were building. But the CS folks, that first wave of CS grads or CS people who had the degrees and stuff, they were hating on them. And HackerRank and Leak Code was created. And now you have code challenges. People have to go through code challenges that isn't realistic for 80% of the jobs out there, but that is where we are in the market. And that's what I spent a lot of last week doing. Going back to that, I have some notes. I've been doing coding patterns and problem solving flow, building these out using Python. I'm going to convert them to JavaScript. It's super cool to be able to do with LLM, Notebook LLM. I created a audio. I can load a conversation. I created an audio overview. I created a study guide quiz. I created a mind map all in the flow. So now I can turn around and in different steps to try to get my troops to memorize and teach this more. Good. Now when I convert this to JavaScript, I can teach this to our troops and make resources for this. That video and all that data and research is coming. That's what I've been working on. I optimized it. There was actually more than just 2 sources. There was 25. I was able to make them into 2 long documents, which is why I love the Google Gemini tools. When it comes to my research and learning and building things, I can do things so fast when it comes to things just so in depth, and versus like ChatGPT or Claude, where I would spin through those tokens super fast. I don't have to worry about that with Google Gemini. I'm good enough for prompting. I can knock it out pretty well. Speaking of that, this week, I'm going to be playing with 2 new tools. I'm going to be playing with Stitch or Design at Speed AI. I think Stitch is going to be the Vercel VO competitor from Google. I'm very interested. I can describe my design, and it's going to be for web or mobile. If I go right here, I can say describe a thing, and then from there, push something up and create it for me for web or mobile. And I'm going to be playing today with Google Video. This is AI powered creation for work, and we get to do this with that code. I get a lot of resources from Google from nonprofits. This is one of them, and I'm going to play with this week as well. So I'm very excited for that. But other than that, like I said, it's been a very light week for us. That's cool because we made a lot of tickets that we can knock out. Biggest ticket, we have the hash flag shop, and we are going to be pushing as much of this API and pushing this through the nonprofit to make this into a page. So that is another thing that we're doing. Being on the lookout for that's something that should have the next week or 2. People don't have to go to a separate website. The end goal is to get people to stay on the website, shop, learn, play, everything. We're turning this into our everything app. And also We're on YouTube. We had a monthly goal to cross 70 subscribers. We got to 78. That's super cool. We might hit 80 by the end of the month. But I'm actively asking for, are there things you all want us to build and implement to the app? We have the MOS API coming through. We have Vets AI. We're looking at what we can build that's going to be external use, internal use. We want Vet2Code to be the place that veterans who code build products for veterans, right? Like that, we want to be the technological arm for our community. I need your help with that. If you have things that you want us to build, if you have things you want us to implement into our backlog resources, please let me know so that we can get to work on it and start pushing to get to the next level of Vet2Code with serving more veterans. That's what we should be doing, is getting to the point where we at Vet2Code are building products that serve all veterans, not just teaching veterans how to code. We teach them how to code, and then we are, as a group, building things that's going to help the entire veteran class. Please let me know, either in comments on YouTube or via Blue Sky, or ping me on LinkedIn. Those are the two places I'm at the most that I'm actually serious. I'm on Threads, but I just talk goofy shit on Threads. So unless you want to have a conversation with like Captain America or something stupid, like Threads is not where you want to talk to me about anything that's code. But if you're on Blue Sky, hit me up at Jerome Hardaway. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and we hit 3,000 follows. We're trying to get to 10,000 by Veterans Day. By our demo day, hit us up and we can go from there. I hope y'all have a great day. It's been a weird time in America. Practice self-care, take care of yourself, take care of others, have each other's six, drink water. I know I need to drink more water because I am just on coffee and eye rolls at this point. But yeah, take care of each other. And y'all have a great Vets of Code Day.